On defense, it doesn't look like he's out on the field yet today.
Yeah, Freechild had the D as he was able to knock the disc away. Roughnecks regaining possession, trying to go up by 2 early on in this one. Bennett with it now. He's going to go up the reception, but out of bounds. And then a long throw, not being able to be handled by Polk. So Mickle with it now on the near side. Trying to find anyone that's open, and there's going to be a stall called. Nice defensive, trying to fight for that second play, or the third playoff spot in the Southern Division. Of course, the winner of each division gets a first-round bye, as this one's going to be sent over the top by Malachek, as they're going to switch the field.
Kurt Gibson kind of wanting that dump pass.
To be patient with the disc. Marshall with it now. It is very different seeing him with cut hair and no hat.
It's his summer look.
Laurie with it. Back to Malachek. Charlotte Express Saturday night AUDL action here live from the Colony on DallasRoughnecks.com. Thank you again for joining us as the Express look to answer that Roughneck goal. And that disc is going to fly out of bounds on their own defensive side, and it just flew out of bounds, and an easy play from Smith to Anderson for another Roughnecks goal. But the Express do get it back here off of the pool.
And they have another chance for offense.
Within 2.
Keeping it interesting. And this keeps the Dallas offense out on the field every couple of points. Looks like more of a side stack with Kai Marshall in the center. Now bringing it to Ben Laurie.
Yeah, Laurie has it now. Mickle is streaking down the field. Reach Micah Hood with the interception in the back of the Roughneck end zone, and he'll advance the disc to the goal line and start a Charlotte possession.
So we're back in Callahan territory here. Express.
His hands all over the disc so far in the first half. Laurie with it back to Gibson. Gibson in the middle.
The weather, they did have some other team building activities and different workouts and things. But, you know, some of those touches affect your chemistry. Great play.
Trying not to fall in a little bit of a hole. They are still up by 2, but this Express team showing a little bit of life with some momentum. Another break here in the second quarter.
Can never take anything for granted. And the Express are certainly making the play.
So far missing him. They still do have a 3-goal advantage over the Charlotte Express. Charlotte coming in 3 wins and 5 losses on the season as Gibson has it.
Gibson was a substitution for Dylan Larber.
In front of the disc and grabbed it. Maybe a little miscommunication there again. The second miscommunication this point for the Express.
And now the Roughnecks have to work upwind the entire field. And that's where and the Dallas D-line is so scary, and they're known for their really great conversion as well once they get on offense. And I know that they're really wanting to try and find their rhythm too.
Yeah, it seems like both of these teams still trying to feel each other out in Jacksonville as their season starts to get toward the end. 5 games, including this one, remaining in the season, or the regular season rather, before playoffs are on the minds of the Roughnecks.
The Express really start in that vertical. I was a little surprised initially there wasn't a whistle blown, but there it is.
So Laurie back to Costello, Costello to Mickle. Mickle with it now. has the top plus minus on the team. Costello or Malachek.
I never go to the doctor. This is the first time I've been to the doctor.
Okay.
First time I've got an MRI. First time they've
Also nominate your player of the game. Tweet us. Let us know who you think the player of the game is today, and we will interview them at the end of the game.
Hood with it now. One of the culprits.
That other guy.
Bennett.
Oh, and that guy. Actually, all three of them are on the field.
Larbert with it now, and that one's going to be sent.
This is why they don't throw it over 5 yards.
Into the ground. He was looking
on the team as well. Up his teammates, getting in their face in a encouraging way to, spirits up to kind of make sure the
yeah, they were really going. That's a great shot.
Around him. Hit called down the field and negate that score.
I'm supposed to be hearing you guys, man.
You should travel with the team and be an opposing commentator. You kill it.
That is actually a really good idea. Just bring me in. I don't know a single person's name.
That'll be a 1 p.m. opening pool here live on DallasRoughnecks.com. So be on the lookout for that one. We might have to have Bo back as maybe the color commentator or something like that.
6 knots.
I think it's gone down. The wind has gone down since the beginning of the game.
Which you would hope would mean the play gets better, but we'll see.
Right.
It definitely has gone down since some of the previous games that we've had here at the Colony.
All right, so let's get back to the game.
So it's not that windy tonight, folks.
We have one of the Larbergs. Oh!
Coming across, free shot.
He has a good surprise. I mean, you wouldn't think so.
He's fueled by anger, so really anything.
And he's a triplet.
And he's a triplet.
Not
yeah.
He's actually a very fascinating person. We
He
should
is
get to know him.
basically wandering around the audio dark for the last 3
I think
minutes.
there's a separate cable usually to hear back, and so I wonder if maybe the next time we'll try and get that.
Maybe the next
for you.
time, if I make the cut, they'll give me ability to
Make
hear
the
other
cut.
people. Oh!
There's a foul called before, then a push called on Steven DeRoe.
That's unfortunate. It's one of those plays where the defender gets to the disc slightly before, but happens to be in the same trajectory. Anytime you have 2 people going for 1 point on the field, it's going to happen.
Looking for maybe another break. They had 2 in the second quarter. They had another one back in the first. 5:04 remaining in.
I think a lot of people confuse what the government decides over the military people.
Out
Always agree
there.
with them, but it's people's lives out there.
Exactly.
And that's why we're honoring them today.
Well, the
In life.
Mazer did just get called back. There's on free child. That throw's
Oh!
going to thread the needle and just be dropped in the end zone.
Jimmy Mickle missing that D through his big hands.
That was really a gift for the Roughnecks
That
right
really
there.
was. Oh, what
Mason
a
Gardner looked
shot.
like he had it. But
That is
what
one of the reigning distance champions to teach the U.S. teams how to throw a little bit farther and accurate on their
That's
poles.
cool.
Weak sending this one deep for Hood, and that is not even close to his intended target.
1 minute. 1 minute.
This is where
3-5 Charlotte Express at halftime. There was a little, maybe not worry, but definitely some angst on the Dallas Roughneck sideline, and I think they took care of that after the halftime break.
And it's not going to get any easier for the Roughnecks throughout the season. And what happens is, as the season progresses, the Roughnecks get more chemistry, but at the same time, the other teams do as well. And they
15 still to score the advantage. 46 Saturday night AUDL action. Roughnecks, of course, one of 3. Well up to this point, but that time just let it slip through his finger.
I think just moving a little too fast, you're thinking about the next step.
Look at Matty Jackson in the back of the end zone looking for and not connecting with Jake Anderson. I thought Jackson was going to have a nice throw for the score. Their muscles a little bit in order to try and grow this lead, which they have successfully done so far.
I was going in for
A nice pull as this one's going to land. Quarter asked Bo what team outside of the South Division would you rather play, or would you most want to play? And their answer, of course, was San Francisco. Another team, number 2 in the power rankings behind the Roughnecks. 3rd and final playoff spot in the South. This was going to be sent over the top of the hammer, looking for Mickle. Going to be knocked down.
Jimmy Mickle.
Dallas will pull it on. Oh,
That
interception
one
by
will be
Casey
picked
Hogg.
off by Hogg. Good to see him back in the game. This was going to be sent deep down the field, and the diving D laying out.
4th of July weekend. And then their final home game, their final game of the regular season, is against Raleigh here in the Colony. And that was really exciting.